Hey everyone, Django Fett here, Honey Games, Comics, TV shows, movies, and more, and this is a review for Children of Dune. So this book came out back in 1976, and once again written by Frank Herbert. He would write up to 6 books in the Dune series, by the way. So I know this took me forever to finish, but what a time to finish this at, with the new TV show, Dune Prophecy, practically being over at this point. So what a great timing that I had. But I am an extremely slow reader, as you can tell, compared to my previous Dune Messiah and first Dune book review. I was into those, no problem, but I took my time with Children of Dune, as you can see. But do check out those reviews if you haven't seen those already. So let's get right into the story of this book. No spoilers, of course, into this book. Some spoilers in Dune Messiah to set up this book, but that's about it. The Children of Dune are twin siblings Leto and Ganmia Atreides, whose father, the Emperor Paul Muad'Dib, disappeared in the desert wastelands of Arrakis 9 years ago. Like their father, the twins possess supernormal abilities, making them valuable to their manipulative aunt Alia, who rules the empire in the name of House Atreides. Facing treason and rebellion on two fronts, Alia's rule is not absolute. The displaced House Carino is planning to regain the throne, while the fanatical Fremen are being provoked into open revolt by the enigmatic figure known only as the Preacher. Alia believes that by obtaining the secrets of the twins' prophetic visions, she can maintain control over her dynasty, but Leto and Ganmia have their own plans for their visions and their destinies. Now, reading the title of this book, you would think this would be kind of a corny adventure, because anytime there's like children of something, it ends up being bad, for the most part, from what I can think of. This is once again written by Frank Herbert, so you have to think otherwise. So the first Dune book is everything from political intrigue to revenge to a spiritual journey filled with plenty of twists. Now, I liked Dune Messiah, but I didn't love it in comparison to the first book. It's very slow, it's minimal action, and lots of political intrigue and prescient engagement to keep me in reading it, but it was just not great. Children of Dune is a combination of Dune 1 and Dune Messiah. A little slow in the beginning to set up everything, but it picks up fast and never lets go with its intrigue, and it makes you want to keep reading to find out what happens with each of these characters. Now, it centers around Leto and Ganmia Atreides, the children of Paul and Chani, and they're very young at 10 years old, but carry over the powers of Paul at an extremely young age, much like Alia with Jessica drinking the toxic water of life and pretty much surviving and giving that to Alia, her powers as well, almost. They are practically supernatural with the amount of knowledge as 10-year-olds and know there is an imbalance right now and want to fix that. They are smarter than they look and are very interesting leads. We also have Alia Atreides, the defunct leader who uses Paul's power for her own gain, is also starting to lose it, so that's not a good combination. There is also the mysterious Preacher trying to go against Alia, but I won't get into him without spoiling anything. Best to keep it wrapped up and hidden on my part. Next is Jessica Atreides, who finally returns in this book after staying at Caladan to isolate herself from the fanatical worship of Paul and Alia and build up her own power, as she still considers herself a leader of the Bene Gesserit and the Sisterhood, and I also think that she fears her son and daughter, and after the events of the first book and wanting to get away from them. But now there's a vacuum, so she's coming back. We also have Fardhan Carino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, who is the leader of the Carinos now, and the grandson of the deposed Shaddam Carino IV from the first book. He is trying to plot his revenge for his family on the Atreides and wants power for himself. We also have recurring characters like Duncan Idaho, Stilgar, Gunnery Halleck, and many others in the mix having different roles in many of the different factions along the way. So we have quite a lot of factions vying for power, but it's not an all-out war as you would think. Much of it has hidden conflicts and clashes with one another up until the end. So you don't see anything big like in the events of Dune 1, for instance, but meaning everything for the power of the galaxy and the future of Dune as a whole. So it's still a big deal in the end. I absolutely love this book and was enthralled after a slightly slow start. I will say Dune Messiah was extremely slow for the most part. This one has a slightly slow start in the beginning, but then it picks up back to form from the first book, and you just want to keep reading to find out what happens next. So it's really engaging, especially with the characters of Leto and Ganmia and their role in the story and the universe. Leto really wanted to go down a path that Paul was almost there but backed away out of fear of himself and the galaxy. And I think Frank Herbert knows how to write interesting characters and an interesting world of the galaxy and make you want to witness the events yourself. And of course there is the prescience element mixed in with Alia and Leto, experience that makes you feel like it's an out-of-body experience and wander the whole freaking time. And I always love those moments. I love experiencing that element in the universe, and it's incredibly captivating for me. I don't know if anybody else feels like me, but it also helps to listen to the Dune atmospheric music while reading this book and reading all the Dune books practically. So I have to come out and say it. I have to give Children of Dune a... Just what a great trilogy, and I'm interested in books 4 and 6 to see how they are. I have a feeling it's not going to be as interesting in comparison to the 3 books that I just read, but I have to give it a shot, especially considering it's Frank Herbert, and so far he hasn't let me down. So when it comes to making into a film, we know Dune 1 was 2 movies, which makes sense, and I do have to do a review for this one as well, the older film, which I have right here. I might be surprised by that one, because I did watch it first time, I did not like it, but the second time around, I might think differently, considering I read the book. I didn't read the book the first time around while watching this, so I might think differently, who knows. So we know that 2 movies for Dune 1, we know that. Considering how long and dense that book is, it makes sense. Dune Messiah makes sense as 1 movie. Makes the most sense to me, and Denis Villeneuve said that he would do, 3 films in total. So 1 more film, which would be Dune Messiah, that would cover all the events. That would be no problem, I don't think. Children of Dune, I think you might have to do 2 films. No, it's not as long as Dune 1, but there is still a lot of material, comprehensive material, and who knows, there might be some extra material to help stretch it out. And who knows, you might have to do 1 film and make it 3.5 hours, 3 to 3.5 hours or something, which may be a tough thing to sell in comparison to for audiences, because audiences nowadays just are not interested in going to movies. I still think Children of Dune could be done as 2 films, in my opinion. So next I'll have to review is the Dune 1984 film and the Dune miniseries, which I will split into 2 parts for those reviews. So I will do into Dune, the miniseries, the original one, and then there's also the Children of Dune series, but that also contains Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. So it'll be interesting to see what my thoughts are and just to view it myself for that. But I will also, next review I will actually do is not this one, but it's actually Dune Prophecy. So that will be my next review, is Dune Prophecy. And then I'll get into the movie and the miniseries and to see how it all compares to everything else. So, I mean, now we have quite a bit of Dune stuff, and hopefully that continues. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be bad. Maybe it'll be bad, I don't know. We will see what the miniseries and these other things that are happening at this moment with HBO Max and stuff like that. I'm just glad to see a resurgence in Dune. And, I think that's great, and it's got me interested into the other stuff as well. And so we'll see how it goes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, tell me what you think of Children of Dune if you've read it in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you, my fellow Mando brothers and sisters, next time. Ooh, yeah.